Players didn't deserve that tonight. We put in a really good shift and done a lot of good things. Look, it was just the nature of the goal. You know, Jordan gets a bit of it, should probably get more of it. But we mustn't forget how many great saves he's made for us, and it was just disappointing. I don't think we deserve to sort of go down to that type of goal.
A word from Max Dowman at 16 and 73 days old.
Yeah, it doesn't seem 16 when he's playing, but you see all the players celebrating with him. And he's amazing, and I'm so happy for him.
He changed the game. I mean, what he's done at 16, not only to score the goals, but how he accelerates every action, the decisions that he takes is just incredible. And he's made history today.
It looks like a title-winning game.
One more game, and that's what we had to do. And that was our duty and our dream today. And we managed to find a way to do it.
Expecting nothing else, but I tried. Well done today.
Thanks, Dave. We will talk a little bit more about that. But for, 88 or so minutes, Ashley, you had crafted a really lovely piece of analysis on how well Everton were defending. And they did for almost all the game.
Yeah, absolutely. They nearly executed the perfect away plan again under David Moyes. They did ever so well, right up to, as you say, the 88th minute when it was just probably the only time they switched off. Arsenal are just on the attack. We've highlighted Dowman. Mykolenko gets a good tackle, but then he thinks his job's done. I don't know if he's expecting a long throw-in, but he switched off. They take a quick throw-in. Great ball in from Dowman. Hincapié at the back stick, and then, like all good strikers, he's in the right place. Jordan Pickford on his 350th appearance. Joe, I'm not sure. Yeah, you can talk us through that one.
I think David Moyes touched on it brilliantly, actually. Jordan's come. He actually gets a tiny little touch. And look, sometimes this touch you're going to see here is enough. It takes it off someone's head. This one hits Hincapié in the chest, over to Gyökeres. And look, that's not going to stay in Jordan Pickford's season. He's been absolutely magnificent. He was brilliant today, but unfortunately, he's got that one wrong. Gyökeres cannot believe his luck.
Why do you think he comes for it, Joe?
Because he's that kind of goalkeeper who wants to help his team. He's one of the main men for Everton. He's a captain on the day. He's a top keeper. I hate seeing that in the background because he's been so good this year. But that's the life of a goalkeeper. And Jordan will accept that, and I'm sure he'll be brilliant next game.
We saw Max Dowman's involvement in the first goal. He went even better and became the Premier League's youngest ever goal scorer at 16 years and 73 days. I mean, it's just incredible.
Unbelievable. And these are the kind of days that you just love the Premier League and you love football for situations like this. Everton are now pushing on. You can see Jordan Pickford in the box trying to get his head on things. That's a great header, by the way, from Gyökeres. And then this is just down to Max Dowman. He's got so far to run. Brushes off Mykolenko, a little bit of skill around Dewsbury Hall. Then he kind of eases up and then has a little bit of a panic. Sensible finish into the goal. And what an absolute brilliant moment for him. Can you imagine being his age right in about now and just realising, oh my gosh, I'm going to score my first goal at home. And then you see what it means. He just wheels off. And look at Declan Rice's face. That. I love that. The suspension all the way down, Joe. It's a brilliant moment, isn't it?
It's unbelievable. I think Dowman's so composed. And he comes on and he believes in his ability. He's not surprised at what he's done. It's only when he sees the reaction of the stadium and his teammates, he realises what a big moment that is in the Premier League. One, in the Premier League as a history. Two, in the title race.
And if, everybody alluded to it there, he doesn't play like a 16-year-old. He doesn't play like the Premier League's youngest ever goal scorer.
No, look at those numbers. James Vaughan, 20-odd years he's been holding that record.
5 years before Max Dowman was born.
Well, there you go. That sums it up. But I've heard Declan Rice talk about him all the time, and it's just, you hear nothing but compliments. Played against Mansfield recently, a really mature performance. And like I say, when he scored that goal, he believed he was going to score that goal. He believes he should be on that pitch. And that's not an arrogance, that's a confidence. I think we've got a real special player on our hands.
And it's not just the fact that he's a 16-year-old. It's about the decision that Mikel Arteta made to bring him on. And this has been something he's got consistently right as the season's gone on. I think Arsenal players have scored or assisted from the bench 21 times this season. And
a part of that is the strength in depth that the squad have got, which we spoke about at the start of the season, that might be the difference. And then also, the brilliance of Mikel Arteta to bring which sub to bring on and when to bring them on. Today he got it absolutely right. Brought on Gyökeres, Martinelli and Max Dowman, and that was over Jesus, who he could have brought on, who he left on the bench. And that paid off for him. Max Dowman, by the way, when he come on, changed the game for Arsenal. He was very composed. He made things happen. He livened them up in the attack. So you can say, yes, they've got strength in depth, but also Mikel Arteta is using it very well.
And as well as Dowman has played when he's come on, is it brave from Arteta to bring on a 16-year-old at that stage of a tight game?
From what I see from Mikel Arteta, he's not taking any chances. He's bringing him on because he believes he's going to change the game. He's not in this to try and win awards or have. I was the one who brought Max Dowman on. He couldn't care less if he was 16 or 66. He's bringing him on to win the game.
He wouldn't win it if he brought in a 66-year-old. So Arsenal get all 3 points, and then it's over to second place Manchester City, who went to the London Stadium for this 8 o'clock kickoff. At 10 points back, West Ham were looking to move out of the bottom three for the first time since early December. Jonathan Pearce is your commentator.
There'll probably be 400,000 people that would have witnessed that goal in that moment in the stadium. Those celebrations, Daniel, did that tell us that Mikel Arteta and everybody knew that was more than just a goal?
Yeah, and Arteta knew and knows what Everton are all about. Just look at how what it means to the players, though, and how happy they are for Max Dowman as well. But I think for the team, they knew how difficult it was today. They felt the pressure. They felt like this is a really, really difficult game. The manager would have told them what it's like to play against Everton, as well as them experiencing it over the years. And it was a tough match for them.
Yeah.
You know, it looked like it could have been a draw. It had a draw written all over it. And then a moment of maybe not madness, but, you know, a goal that was from a cross and a deflection, and then boom, you get it almost like a gift. But then this goal is a moment of magic, and it wasn't anticipated or expected. You don't see that. You don't see managers going over right. Well, I mean, they do. They rile up the fans and they get them on side and all of that stuff, but
He's fuming, the set piece guy, so he didn't score from one today.
Yeah. Just keep an eye on Mikel Arteta here, because I think after all the sort of the excitement and the euphoria wears off, he's got something to say. It looked to me when I saw it live to a section of the fans here.
Yeah, it's all right. That's the passion. But we've seen these celebrations before when they've not won the title as well. I mean, they scored a late goal against Bournemouth and these things happen. So they've still got a long way to go. And you could see today, up until 74 minutes and Max came on, they were struggling. And they have to remember that. This is not going to be an easy season. Every game has been a struggle. Everton were great today. I thought first half, a couple of really good moments. If they'd have scored that first goal, Raya made an unbelievable save down this side here. If that goes in, everything changes. But they have a little bit of luck, and obviously a good substitutions. You're bringing on players at the right time, brave enough to bring on that young man, and obviously everything changes. You get those vital 3 points. And
sometimes there is a point in the season that you do look back and reflect on a moment that can change things, that swings things in your way, in your favour, Daniel.
Yeah, and this young man here changed the game completely. The reflection of it, he came on with a confidence that maybe we haven't seen. We haven't seen this from a player of his age in a very, very long time. The abilities that he showed tonight on display was brilliant. He brought his teammates on the ball. He was getting into pockets, drifting past players and making things happen. And that's what you're supposed to do coming off the bench. It's easy to say it, but to go and do it is a very, very difficult thing.
This was the only surprise for me, that didn't go in the top corner.
And the thing is, right?
We've seen him do it so many times.
And the thing is, right, is to even have that thought about a 16-year-old shows the level of quality that we know he possesses.
Yeah. This is wild. This is genuinely wild. That header, then the strength, get off, touch, right foot, and then he's off.
That's the importance of doing those. You know when you go through the cones and you do the weaker foot, you do the right foot and the left foot, that's why when you train as a kid, it's important to do both feet. Yeah. Cool, I'm left-footed, I'm gonna go ahead and do my left foot through the cones. That's why when you do the cones, you go through with your right foot, you time yourself. I used to do that when I was a kid, you time yourself.
Yeah. Is that nature or nurture?
I think it's a bit of both. I think he's got abilities that he's trained on, and he can see he loves the game and he plays with a smile on his face. And I think you have to work on it. You get, abilities from above, and then it's, and how I got to work on them.
Now there's the whole family sharing in that moment.
Look, his dad there, he's so proud. There's his mum. Oh, incredible for them. What a
amazing
moment.
Amazing night.
But it is funny with all a lot of players that sort of possess that, I would say, that difference. They have that left foot, they can just drift past people and they make it look so effortless. And he possesses that. The game is naturally so easy for him. Has such great balance, size, and you can just see it there. I mean, it will be an amazing moment for all of his family, and he'll never forget it.
Yeah. But not every young star that shines brightly goes on to have an amazing career. That's just a fact, unfortunately. What is it going to have to take from Max Dowman to go on and have the career that his talent is sort of saying that he could have?
I mean, continue doing what he's doing. It seems like he's got a very supportive family who's in the box. The club are supporting him very well in terms of his development. As long as he keeps his head on his shoulders, which, as you can see, the players love him. They're keeping him on side. He's got older, more senior English players in the dressing room that will nurture him, his personality, keep him in check. And I think players like him, with the talent that he's got, deserve the respect and the understanding that it's going to take time. We know he can do these moments, and it's going to take time for him to, I suppose, get into the team. But look, we can never doubt the quality this player's got.
I think that's such a good point, Dan. And I think almost the senior players have a duty of care as well. I look back to my career when I first signed for Liverpool, and John Barnes was so influential on bringing me through. I was a 17-year-old young man that had just got into the first team. He helped me so much. I remember when Gerrard come through, I felt that I had to almost do what John had done for me and tried to help him. And not that he needed a lot, because he was such a great player. But I look at him and I look at, OK, where's your senior players, your role models? I think Declan Rice. It was good for Declan Rice. Mark Noble. Mark Noble took Declan Rice under his wing. Yep. People like Odegaard. Although they're a threat, which they inevitably are going to be, and Bukayo Saka, he'll be looking over his shoulder going, wow, this young man's going to be incredible. It's part of the football hierarchy. Do the right thing. Help him. Make sure he keeps his feet on the ground. Don't get too excited, because everyone now, his life has just changed tonight. It was always going to change, but tonight is the night where everything's going to be different. He walks into restaurants, he's going to get the best table.
It's not allowed in yet, really, surely.
Everything is going to be... People are going to just make such a fuss of that young man, because they want to be part of him. Who are your mates? Who are the people you've got to make sure that, I don't need those people in my life. All these things, his mum and dad are lovely people. They're going to have have to take control on that.
Keep the circle small.
Absolutely.
That job's just got harder as well, though, hasn't it?
Absolutely. But the club do really well in nurturing young players, but they've got to make sure they get it right. And he's going to need a lot of support, but I've got no doubt he'll have it. And first of all, a great moment for everybody.
And, of course, Manchester City are about to kick off any second now against West Ham United. That news will have come through to their dressing room, surely, won't it, as well?
100%, yeah. And it wouldn't change anything for them psychologically. They know they've now got to win. But
they would have been getting a little bit excited, though, wouldn't they? Because it was the 89th minute.
Of course they would have. Thinking, oh, boys, listen, man, we go out there today. You know what I mean? We get the job done. It's gonna. But now it's like, okay, just, business as usual. We got to go out here. We got to win. We have to. And they're going to feel a little bit more added pressure if West Ham can keep them, 0-0, 70 minutes or whatever it may be. They'll have the same feelings and the sentiments that Arsenal had. And then moments of magic at the end have to be the difference.
Of course, it's in Arsenal's hands. So they should probably be our focus, first of all. And, of course, they're still juggling 4 competitions. And it's Champions League this week. And then the crucial Carabao Cup final next weekend. And then after the international break, they return with FA Cup action. And then we're into the serious business.